something that really spoke to me in this series was actually how they do represent disability in the world of the Avatarverse, because there's so many different complex disabilities that just it's endearing, and it's very small, and like the humor just comes out in little blips. Return to Omashu, I believe, season 2, episode 3.
Yes.
When they get pentapox, there's a little old man. He's got a prosthetic leg, and Sokka says, "Okay, now you got to act and walk the walk." And the old man comes out and he goes, and Sokka says, "Yes, that's it." And he says, "Years of practice," and then takes his cane and bangs it on his prosthetic leg. And I'm like, that's my whole life. That's how I cope, is with the dark humor. And to have that in like just a second. Meanwhile, they're talking about hostages in that episode, right? Like that's how they're getting out of it. Goes deep. Like they go real deep. But to make light of a situation that is so dark, that is a really big coping mechanism.
Nonstop humor. Toph has nonstop humor about
she
her
goes off.
Sight disabilities.
Oh my God. When she says stuff like, when you've seen nothing once, you've seen it 1,000 times or whatever, I'm just like, you are the goat. You are the goat, Toph.
She's like,
she's putting up the posters of Appa, and the Appa posters are backwards. She's like, it's upside down, isn't it? You can't even see Appa.
Sokka's like, "Oh, it's so dark down here, I can't see a thing." And she's like, "Oh no, what a nightmare."
But again, it's so endearing.
we all get it. I mean, we've all, I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, Melanie, but like, again, as a person who has and has not things I can and can't do, some of which I've never been able to do, some of which I've lost the ability to do due to things that have happened to my body. We've all been on either side. We've all been on either side.
You have adapted.
Of that.
That's the word.
Absolutely. And even with whatever particular disability we happen to have, or whatever moment we are in our lives, we have all put our foot in our mouth, so to speak. We have all have all been the person who's like, "Oh, I realize what I just said, and it's kind of not the right thing to have said." Like, all of those moments are so human, and I think those opportunities to be upfront and open about it, and to kid about it, but at the same time to be compassionate about it, is so much better than like, we just don't talk about that. Like, don't bring up the because it's like, we can't live like that.
You can't imagine how many times, and I have a prop with me, how many times I just go to my friends and I will lift up a hand that I just have on hand. I say, "Do you need a hand?" Because I didn't even introduce myself with a visual description. I am a right arm amputee, if you cannot see me at this time, below the elbow. But like you were saying, Janet, there's a before and after of you having the ability, right? Toph, I think we believe Toph is born with her disability.
Yes.
Her eyes are blue, and she, has all these characteristics that are drawn into her physically, literally. But then there are those of us who do acquire that, and Korra loses her ability later on down the line. And the power that Ty Lee has of being able to make people stop, there's so many little things and little moments of adaptations that you see in this. Aang can't sleep. There's so many things, right? Like
Zuko loses
it's not just
for hot
disability.
second.
He does. We just talked about it.
We
just talked about it. It's a little puff of spark coming out there. I lost my stuff. Exactly, Katie. And
don't like me. I didn't take it.
I love that. I love that.
I think too, like writ large in Korra, with the first season, Foreshadow Report, we're hit with, the ability to bend, period. Like just not being able to bend is a very different experience living in a world with people who can. Right. And I think giving us that lens where it's like, no, let's pull out even further and talk about this in this very big way, and talk about what it feels like, and talk about how frustrating it can be in those scenarios when you feel like, well, this is an ideal scenario for a bender. Now I'm being taken advantage of because I can't bend, and this doesn't feel great. Maybe Amon has a point.
I am not.
Yeah, exactly.
Mako, my bending.
Everything will be all right. We just need to get out of here.
Of course, we're going to ask you our big questions, but before we do that, I just was very excited about you two in particular, and so we worked up some fun stuff that we are excited to hear your answers on.
Okay,
and we understand that they're your answers right now. You could have a different feeling in an hour and be like, "Oh, I also could have said blah blah blah."
We're not going to hold you to it.
We
just do an email. Be like, "No, wait, listen."
Yeah, this is how you feel at this moment, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Didn't you say?
Yeah.
Okay, first question for Katie. Would you rather compete in an Earth Rumble with Toph as your partner, or join the Fire Ferrets and pro band with Korra, Mako, and Bolin?
Wow, nerd Armageddon. Okay. Okay, so I had okay. So as somebody who's seen both series, I know we can kind of notice I lean a little bit towards Legend of Korra. Here's my thing though. I respect Toph so much.
She's a
and
goat.
I can recognize
agreed.
her. No. So I recognize her as like the greatest earthbender
Yes.
of her time, obviously. I can't be a partner to that. That is not she took down everybody in 2 moves. I'm gonna be off to the side like, let's go team, you don't need me. So I would probably choose the Fire Ferrets, one, because I can replace Mako as the firebender.
There
And I'll
you
be
go.
like, me and Korra can work together. But 2, fun fact, one of the things that has also drawn me to martial arts, and I do hope to do stunts one day, I love dramatic falls and used to make up
Yes.
dramatic falls.
Oh my God,
Oh,
I love
And
this.
so
my video
cool.
games, I also make my characters dramatically fall into water because I think it's
love
funny. And I'm like,
this.
oh, they hit the water, it's fine. I know that's not the case.
Uh-huh.
But if I was able to do that in the pro bending, like just do like
Yes.
this crazy awesome combo, and then they spin 7 times, hit the mat, and then hit the drink. That's it. That's
Great.
my childhood right there.
I
Great.
love it.
So I think we're going Fire Ferrets.
Okay. Melanie, if you want to
Yes.
answer that question too, you're more than welcome. Don't feel
Oh,
pressured.
you know what? I would be right on the sidelines with Katie for sure. Just cheering everybody on. Go greatest
With Toph,
earthbender in
yeah.
the world, Toph. But Katie, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover.
I love
I'm
it.
soft and cuddly. But I will say, Katie, that I work in the film industry. I'm in SAG-AFTRA, and I work with stunt people. They are the best people.
Oh man, could not
I
agree
love
more.
stunt people so
Could not
much.
agree
They
more.
do so much. They go above and beyond. And I just watched The Boy Who Lived, which is a really great documentary about Harry Potter, his first stuntman becoming disabled, and his progression in life. Highly recommend that. It is so wonderful. And also, as somebody who acquired a disability, to see that happen, of somebody who has a career
Yes.
in the film industry,
Yes.
become disabled, and then like stunt people, that is your full body.
Yes.
That is, your body is your instrument in that.
Yeah.
And just to see all the work that they really go through. But yeah, in this situation of the question that you asked, yes, I will be on the sidelines.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
actually,
watching
fun
Toph
fact.
dominate.
My karate studio, we actually have a little bit, it's almost like a ritual. A lot of the people, when they turn 18, they actually go do stunts in Hollywood. I think
Oh,
so. My
I love
studio
that.
is Sharky's Karate Studio. It's out in Naperville.
Yay.
We have, I think, over 50, 60 of our students who actually are active stunt people.
Yes.
So
Okay.
sometimes
Very
I get
cool.
really mad. So sometimes I get really mad because they're like, "Hey, can you cover these classes? We're gonna go film Karate Kid," and I'm like, "I hate you." I'm like, "Sure, look for the classes."
So fair.
Yeah.
Bend your ear for ad-free episodes with Avatar Braving the Elements Premium.
Subscribe today on Apple Podcasts.